Guys, what is going on? We are here to talk about the price and the release date of the PS5 and all the cool games that are coming out with the new console. I am your host, Gilbert Gervopoulos, and I'm with my co-host, Banana Bazama and Greg Giraldo. What's up, guys?
Wait, which one am I?
Yeah, which one am I?
Use your imagination.
Oh, I'm Cock Rocket McWeasel Pants.
Your imagination land.
Well, I'm here.
Guys.
Whoa, okay.
I was right. I'm going to cut you guys both off right there. All right? I was right about the price because I'm a genius.
He was not right, but
I was right.
he was not even close.
We had an argument, and I said to Tampa Bay Light Gear that the PS5 was going to be $399 or $499, and I was right. And he said that it was going to be $650.
What the you moron?
Oh, it costs $900 Canadian.
No, it
with
doesn't.
tax.
No,
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Do some math.
You do some math.
It's $673.
It's $599 plus tax. $599 plus tax.
No, it's not.
Is this it? Am I watching the Broadway show Rent? 800 then 4,600.
So
minutes.
I want to ask you guys both a question right now.
Yep.
Do you think it's too expensive?
Yeah.
$499 American. Do you guys think that's too expensive?
Yeah, it is.
Last generation was $399.
Cool. That's what I want. $399.
It is. So you can get one for $399. It's called no disc drive.
It's called the digital version.
It's called worthless. Absolutely worthless.
How's it worthless? You just don't have a disc drive.
Putty, are you gonna hold on? Just be quiet. Putty, are you gonna buy the one without the disc drive?
No.
Why?
Just because I want to.
Oh yeah, because it's worthless.
How is it worth? Okay, it's not a matter of worthless. I want to hold it. Okay, are you gonna buy any disc games?
Yes, all of them.
No. The question you have to ask John Putty is: are you going to buy a 4K Blu-ray player eventually?
Well, are you gonna answer?
No,
that?
he told you to ask me.
Okay, fine. Are you gonna? Do you want to watch your 4K movies on your PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
Then you're getting the disc drive.
Bam.
Okay. So think of what I just said. What is the absolute point of buying it? It's only for people who don't have the money to buy the disc drive or are like little kids that don't know they need a disc drive because anyone else is going to buy the disc drive.
Look. The demographic for the one without the disc drive is not just for people who don't have money. It's also, there's a bunch of people out there that we know that only go digital now, that don't buy actual
I don't know anybody.
Games.
You have to understand there's a lot of young kids that don't buy physical media anymore.
Okay, movies, but if they knew that the other one was better, would they not buy it?
It's not better.
It's not better.
It is better.
No, it's not.
Oh, let's talk about it then.
John, the specs are the exact same except for a disc drive.
Oh, that's why.
Are we talking? Is this the Xbox? We're doing the Xbox episode. Is this the Xbox one?
Yeah, that's what actually has a difference between the disc drive and not. Literally, the only difference is if you get a disc drive. That's it.
Yeah, the digital version. The digital version is just digital games.
Tell me the specs of the non-disc drive.
It's the same as the one with the disc drive.
Read them to me off a sheet from PlayStation.
No, I'm good. You could do that research on your own.
Because the PlayStation, when it came out, all it says is to be announced for storage size, to be announced for the
are you sure? What's the date on that article you're reading, son? Can we get the date on that?
Half an hour ago.
Yeah, sure. Dumbass.
That's what it says 30 minutes ago.
Oh, the guy, the CEO of PlayStation, what's his name? Not Tim Sweeney. That's
Tim
Epic.
Sweeney?
That's Epic Games, I think. Anyway, the dude came out way before. He was the first person to talk about next generation and release the specs right away.
Tell me the specs.
Bro, look them up. I don't have time for this.
Okay,
I don't understand. If you care, look it up. So you're saying it's too expensive?
No, I would if every single other one is $399. Give me this one for $399.
What do you mean every other one?
You said the last two systems were $399. Why isn't this one?
No, I didn't. I said PlayStation 4 was $399.
Oh, that's good. Well, I have something here for you.
Oh Lord! I knew this episode was going to be freaking painful.
You thought you were just going to get away with murder, talking all your nonsense that you talk.
Bro, you were wrong in so many ways. It's not even funny.
You
said the Xbox was going to be cheaper. It's not cheaper.
By the way, guys,
$299, $299, $499, $599, $399.
What?
I love how the PS3 actually showed.
I love how you got a Google picture to prove his point. That's nice.
That's from PlayStation.
Oh, nice, from PlayStation. Swick, dude. for sure.
Cool, man. Cool. Cool.
By the way,
Sick.
for those that don't know, PlayStation 5 will be coming out November 12th for U.S., Japan, Canada, Mexico, and I
The
think
UK
Korea.
or
The
something,
UK, yeah, the UK.
and
doing it.
Europe. I'm pretty sure.
Fun
All of
fact:
Europe?
Yeah.
Canada's actually buying all the copies and using them to build a wall.
Nice.
Nice. Well,
Which-
as long as you guys send me one.
No, you can't have one.
I know you
Okay,
do.
so with that being said, John does think it's too expensive, which is dumb. He's just a dumb person.
I never
don't
said
worry.
it's too expensive. I said why not $399?
Because remember, do you remember? You know how much? Oh, by the way, they released this information now. Do you remember how much you said the PS5 cost to make?
I didn't say anything.
Oh my god!
I
Oh my
didn't.
god! Oh, I can't
You
do
told
this with
me.
you. I can't do
This
this.
is
with
this is why this
you.
kid's so special, because he tells you something and then tells you that you're the one that said it.
Okay, I'm just gonna say what John told me. He said that the PlayStation 5 costed $600 to make, and that there's no way that they were gonna sell it and make $100.
And how much does it cost to make?
$470.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yep.
By the way, I'm still here. I just want to go ahead and make this point that John's making faces, but you guys can't see it. So I just thought I'd mention that. Go ahead, continue, guys.
No, I have it on the grid mode so they could see everyone's.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
so long story short here, it's a good price for a console like this. It's going to have ray tracing. It's going to have a strong SSD. It's not going to be even 1 terabyte SSD, which is obviously disappointing. But we did find out about a couple months ago that you can buy a PCEI or whatever it's called for your SSD. So Samsung sells them. All these companies sell them. You can buy
Customizable.
Sorry?
It's customizable.
Yeah, but you have to buy if you want to upgrade your SSD, you have to buy the PCIe SSD. I forget what it's called, but
It's
just
a good
type
thing
that
you
in.
have one.
No, I don't. That's external. That's different.
Anyways, I was gonna ask that question, but I guess I don't have to ask it now. I was pretty disappointed. I'm not gonna lie to you
With what?
that it's only 800 and whatever.
Yeah, me too.
They definitely have the space and the resources. I'm guessing obviously it's gonna cost more money.
Yeah.
But especially if you're going to make a system that's fully digital, you better have 2 terabytes in that system.
Well, this is the crazy thing about it. And so recently I was looking up 4 terabyte SSD, whatever the thing is, the PCEI SSD, so that I can have like storage forever. And the crazy thing is, guess how much it was going for on Amazon?
What?
A 4 terabyte SSD. The one that's compatible with the PlayStation.
$129.
No, it was more than a PS4. It was like $450 or something like that. So it was basically more expensive than the actual console. Well, which obviously 4 terabytes is overkill. It's 4,000 gigabytes, but it's still crazy to think that if you do want a huge storage on this console, because it's only SSD that's compatible, right? You can't go last generation hard drive, which is HDD. So you're gonna have to go SSD. That's gonna be literally as much as the console if you want a lot of gigs.
I'd like to tear your bytes.
Sure you would.
So what are your guys' game plan when it comes to storage?
I mean, eventually I'll get more storage. I'm just
You're not gonna go day one storage. You're gonna wait.
I don't know if I'm gonna have the money for it. That's the thing. I need to.
I don't think you're going to need day one storage.
No,
I mean, yeah. I mean, eventually I'll get storage. I did it with my PS4. I'll do it with my. do the same thing with my PlayStation 5. But I mean, if I don't need it right away, you know,
it took a good year before that became an issue for me.
Yeah, I will say this though, that the cool thing about November of this year is we are gonna get PlayStation 5 release. We're gonna get Call of Duty after that. We're gonna get Cyberpunk after that. So we're getting, and obviously we're gonna get Miles Morales. Sorry if you're an Xbox or PC guy, but that's gonna be a freaking great game. So in the month of November, we're gonna be playing Spider-Man, the new Call of Duty, and the most anticipated game of the last 2 years.
Okay, I don't want to. I'm not buzz killing on this because I am excited for it, but I just want to very much point out that
very much pointed out, John.
It's very much pointing this out that it's a little bit of a cop out because the Miles Morales game is not going to be a different game. There's going to be a different story, but it's going to be the exact same game. It's going to have the same game mechanics and have the same world.
True, but that's like saying, oh, Call of Duty. I mean, everything is pretty much always before. But you gotta understand, Miles Morales' Spider-Man has different powers, and we actually saw that today, John. You didn't know that. They showed the other powers of Miles Morales, and that's what's amazing. And we can have those.
That doesn't really make a difference for me because Spider-Man
John,
suits have
basically
different
what
powers.
you're saying is it's the same mechanics, but
it's the same game. It's like playing Grand Theft Auto. Okay, it's like Grand Theft Auto comes out, and then after Gay Tony came out, and that's basically what it is. And it's not that it
Yeah,
wasn't
but
better. I
you gotta
get
remember
what you're saying. I'm not
the
saying don't be hyped
So
for it, but I'm saying it's
no,
kind of
no.
like it's
I'm
a
saying the
background
price
like
tag. It's not a full price game.
no, yeah,
So
that's what I mean, and it shouldn't be a full price game. I'm still hyped for it. That's what I
I
want.
mean, I guess you shouldn't have charged full price for God of War 2 when it came out first too as well, because it's basically the same game.
yeah.
If
I
you
mean,
look at it
that's-
if you're looking at it that way, John, you have to kind of open your eyes.
Is
to
it
that,
okay?
man.
Is Miles Morales a full price game?
No,
Yeah.
it's $40.
Thanks,
it 40?
buddy.
I thought it was
Take
60.
a walk, buddy.
No,
This
I'm
guy
pretty
tried
sure
to
it's
prove a
40
point and then
USD.
just got
I'm
proved
pretty-
wrong.
We're going to have to look it up. I'm pretty sure it's $60 game last time I checked.
Okay,
Alright.
keep talking. I want to ask you guys, are you guys hyped for Cyberpunk? Sorry, I always forget the name.
Yeah.
of that game.
I mean, yeah, I'm excited for it. I don't think I'm as excited.
Have you
as
guys
everyone
been
else
watching
is.
the gameplay trailers or anything?
I finally did watch some, but not as much as you have.
It's
Yeah,
not
you
a game that I care about, but I'm gonna play it immediately when it comes out. Like I'm not religiously watching these things. I don't really care. It's whatever.
Cyberpunk gives me the fears of, and the reason I have this fear is because of stuff like Watch Dogs. That's giving me that fear. You know what I mean? But at the same point, it still looks fucking amazing. So.
Okay, so Miles Morales is $10 cheaper than a regular price game. It's going to be $50, and it's going to be $70 if you want the Ultimate Edition.
Which they're not going to do the physical copy of that version, are they?
I don't know.
Okay, if they do the physical copy of the Ultimate Edition, I think I'll do it.
I'll buy it. Yeah.
And I want to mention one thing that a lot of people are not bringing up is that companies like Activision, Ubisoft have all came together and agreed that they're going to be bumping up the price of games by $10. So
yeah, that I'm pissed about.
Yeah. So for us in Canada, our games are already $10 more expensive.
No,
plus
I was telling people this today.
More.
I was telling people this today. A game, if you get the protection from GameStop on your game, it's $90.
Yeah, 93.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm actually not too mad about this because I'm getting why they're doing it. Because think about this: when I was growing up, when you bought an NES game, you were looking still at $49, $49.99. It took a while for them to go to $49.99 to $59.99. So think about the longevity of how long we've had games at $59.99.
Yeah, but that's not
pump it up.
Your reasoning for charging us more money to capitalize more money off us is not.
It's called inflation, John. Haven't you heard
inflation of what though? The games don't cost more to make. They are not costing more for the discs.
But it costs more for the people to live a life that make the game.
Is that why all the companies are firing people?
Hold on, guys, we got a special guest. Zach, you're on a podcast that we're doing right now.
Oh my God.
The PS5's on Best Buy. Pre-orders are up right now.
Yeah, they're already up on pre-orders.
Who's my boy?
All right, hang up on him.
They don't know what they're talking about. Zach, we're in the middle of a podcast. I'll talk to you after.
Wow.
Okay, bye. Well, we just got an inside scoop.
A bunch of people were messaging me saying they're up for
inside
pre-order.
scoop says that Best Buy. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up right now, guys.
Check it. Apparently, they're up for pre-order already. I saw a bunch of posts on the internet.
So I'm going to go to Best Buy.
Anyways, I don't care. I don't want you to charge more for my games. When we had N64 games here, they were $120 for a Nintendo 64 game. Okay, I'll talk.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of things that say pre-order now.
Yeah, I said it. I'm telling you, I got all kinds of messages like right before I got on the subway.
When the PS4 console and gear are available to pre-order and to receive other PS5 updates. So there's an email spot.
It says PlayStation 5 pre-orders opening Thursday.
Yeah, tonight at 12 o'clock.
Well, then there we go.
Yeah, PlayStation tweeted out PS5 pre-orders will be available starting as early as tomorrow at selected retailers. They just tweeted that out.
I'm meant to figure out who I'm going to go to, either Best Buy or Walmart.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. But anyway, So basically there's a couple things that I want to talk about. Number one is the fact that PlayStation users are going to get the alpha early for Call of Duty. I know a lot of people that are listening to this are going to care about this, John. You might not, but if you own a PlayStation 4, you're going to be able to play the Call of Duty Cold War alpha this weekend for free without pre-ordering, with nothing. You can just download the alpha and play it, and that's because of their partnership, obviously, with Sony and with PlayStation. So That's literally a huge move. The fact that we're gonna be able to play a game that's coming out in 2 months from now, we're gonna be able to play the alpha for free without even having to pre-order as long as you own a PlayStation is literally insane.
I'm probably gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Heads up, I am doing some research, and apparently, if you go to Walmart, there is a pre-order now button, but it says sorry, no products matched, or it's just they haven't got it up for the button to work. So just heads up.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, so we're basically just talking about how cool it is that we're going to be getting the exclusive alpha for Call of Duty this weekend.
Yep, I heard. I already got those dates. It could be from the 18th to the 20th and everything. Everyone gets to play for free as long as you own a PlayStation 4. I better rephrase that. PlayStation 4. And also for those that weren't aware, I know John, you weren't here. Also, PlayStation Plus is when PS5 comes out is going to be moving to a collection situation. So it's going to be like Xbox Game Pass, but now for PS5 it's going to be on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, you're basically getting the whole collection of PS4 games for free.
I shared that like 3 hours ago.
Nope, there you go.
Well, we're sharing it with the audience now.
Yeah, I think that's dope. It's PlayStation. It's like the best of the PlayStation games. It's all the Uncharted and like God of War. I'll take that. Like, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just exclusives. Also Battlefield, which I know you own already, John. And a bunch of other games. It's really cool.
I'm not going to go back. With FPSs nowadays, there's no point. You're talking like by the end of the game life, like 150 gigs are on your system of this game. Those games are getting played now 8 months, and then everyone's done with it.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Okay,
so you have one game.
I want to just talk about this too because I thought this is really interesting. The Xbox, like we talked about earlier in the podcast, is going to be coming on the 10th of November. 2 days later, which is a Tuesday, 2 days later on a Thursday, we're going to be getting the PlayStation, and then 1 day later we're getting Call of Duty. So the fact that Xbox announced their release date being on the 10th, and then Sony comes and strikes them and says, "No, we're releasing ours on the 12th," because usually they would do it on a like a week separation, right? So like with Xbox One, it came out probably even more than a week before PS4 came out. But I find it really funny like the war that they're having, and obviously they're like, "Oh no, there's no competition between each other." But obviously that's PlayStation like taking a jab at Xbox. Like no one's going to pre-order your console. So another thing that's interesting that I want to throw in there because it has context to what I'm saying is Xbox released that pre-orders are going up tomorrow for their consoles. So pre-orders are going up on the same day for both consoles. Remember we called EB Games Buddy and they said or GameStop as you guys call it, they said when pre-orders are going up for Xbox and it's on the 17th. And now we found out right now from our reporter Little Sack that pre-orders are going up tomorrow as well. So.
Our reporter in the field, Trisha Takanawa.
By the way,
nice insane.
Shout out to RLG Sack for giving us that information. Thank you very much. It made us look up more information. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Like for example, I would like to go ahead and put my pre-order tonight, but what I'm gonna have to do is do some research and find out who's gonna be doing midnight drops, things of that nature, or at least drops after midnight, so I can get my console as early as plus. So tomorrow's definitely gonna be some phone call days. Be calling Walmart, Best Buy, finding out, hey, will you be dropping the console or that night so that way I can get it, or do I have to wait till the next day? That kind of thing, the day of. Yeah. So I'm gonna find that information out tomorrow, and then automatically just go ahead and put whatever pre-order where I'm gonna go for that. So
yeah, I'm gonna pre-order.
Yeah, me too.
So I'll say between both RLG and Game Pilot, you're definitely going to be seeing first day gameplay of PlayStation 5. So make sure you hit that notification bell.
Yeah, there's no questions about it. That PS5 is going to be a big factor to the content I'm making from November probably all the way to January. There's going to be a lot of PS5 related stuff.
I'm gonna have a PS5. Yeah.
The one thing that I do like because of what I bring up, the war between Xbox and PlayStation. The one thing that is kind of bothering me is now I don't even know if I'm going to grab an Xbox right away. I'll probably wait till Christmas because what's the point of grabbing one if I'm going to have a PS4 2 days later? I wanted to grab one. If I could experience next generation 2 weeks before PS5 came out, I would have done it, right? But what's the point now? If I'm going to get my PS5 2 days later, there's no point. There's no motivation for me to do it.
When PlayStation tweeted, I noticed people, because I actually checked today before we did this podcast about how people were saying, I can't believe you guys are, saying that PlayStation 1 or anything. when Xbox has got the cheaper. But when the person that said this got a lot of people responding saying, "Well, you're not clearly doing your education," and seeing that the Xbox cheaper version is actually the specs are actually worse than the one for $499. And when it comes to the PlayStation 5, the $499 to $399 is the same thing outside of a disk drive. But what I find funny is that everyone's like specs this, specs that, this does that. That's awesome. But the thing they're not realizing is when you buy a console, hands down, one other thing you look at is what's going to have more games that are directly for that console. And when it comes to PlayStation, they have way more games in their library that are only for PlayStation than Xbox probably will have ever. Yeah. So it's hard to sit there and say, oh, well, Xbox One, when no matter what, when you look at the trailers and even seeing the companies that jumping on board, like there's games that never even went to console that are coming to console now that are going to be only on PS5. So put that in perspective and think about how huge it is that PS5 is taking this jump to get games that only can be played on their console.
Yeah, I'm gonna say right now, I'm not gonna be a homer here and try to tell you guys that PlayStation's better like Putty. If you want to buy anything, just buy whatever you want.
Well, this is what I'm going to say right now. The issue that I see with the next generation of consoles and why I think Xbox really made a poor decision by doing this, okay? So when it comes to PS5, they're going to make a game. Let's just give an example. The Last of Us 3. They know that both of their consoles can handle 120 frames per second at 4K. They know that. Or 60 frames per second at 4K. When it comes to Xbox now, because one of them is running 12 teraflops, the other one's running like 2 teraflops or whatever it is. There's an issue there now because when you're gonna make an exclusive game, like let's say they make Halo, a new Halo.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you're gonna want your next generation game should be at 4K, 60, 120 frames per second, but the cheaper one can't handle that. So now you're not getting the next generation experience. You're actually going to be getting a last generation experience with a little bit better because of ray tracing. If you guys don't know what ray tracing is, it's basically just like reflection of lights, looking more realistic. To sum it up,
it's basically like when they make a game and they have a version for like the old generation game consoles because it just came out, the new console just came out. Yeah. So they have old generation, new generation. The old generation is not getting the better quality one that the new generation.
Yeah, it's not. And again, it's not even that either. This is another thing that I want to make clear so everyone understands this. So that's exclusives. That's me talking about Xbox exclusives, PlayStation exclusives. But what about Fortnite or Call of Duty? Mm-hmm. People are saying, hey, guess what? Call of Duty is going to run better on the Xbox because it has 2 more teraflops, which is graphical power for frame rate. But no, they're not, because Call of Duty is going to cap it at 120 frames per console.
Yeah, no kidding.
So you're not going to get more frames.
You can play Fortnite on a phone, so I don't think it's going to make a difference where you play
but my point is the way that Fortnite works is a good example, right? Because Fortnite on console is capped the same because when it comes to competitive, there's console tournaments, right? So Fortnite is going to be capped at the same. On next gen, it's going to be 120. Last gen is going to be 60. So even if you got your Xbox One or Xbox X, Series X, it's not more powerful than the PlayStation when it comes to playing games like Fortnite or Call of Duty because the developers are just going to cap them. Games like Call of Duty and games like, because it's cross-platform, they're going to cap it so that it's an even playing field. So you're not actually benefiting from the graphical power of an Xbox, which Xbox, again, just made so many bad decisions.
And see, if you even look at it this way, if the game is not cross-platform, and they're going to be like, okay, we can make it for PlayStation 5, but we can make it better for PlayStation 5. But then when they go to Xbox, we're like, well, we want it to be available to everyone, so we got to make it that's going to be to the lowest of what's available, which is the one for $299. So now even the people that have the $499 one are not going to benefit from that power.
Yeah, that's why that's why there's an argument saying that is there going to be games that are like Xbox X exclusives now,
right? Yep.
Right? That are no. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make the game run better on Xbox One X. I just think they shouldn't have done this. They really tried to take a jab at PlayStation by having the cheapest console on the market. That's all this was. That's all they wanted was the cheapest console.
It is. Well, this is a thing, and we'll take it how you want because I really don't give a shit about it. But the that console is probably gonna sell a lot. That little shitty console.
The Xbox One.
Just because of the price point.
Right, but
I mean, I wouldn't buy it.
But I'm gonna say one thing though. Yeah, that might sell more of the Xbox consoles, But again, there's going to be that situation where companies are like, just like what's already happening, is a lot of companies are jumping on board with Sony saying, we're just going to make this for Sony. Prime example is, and I was just telling this to Nikki, the new Final Fantasy game, prior to this, they started expanding Final Fantasy to put it on Xbox and PlayStation. After it was like after 11 that they started doing that. And now they're going back to where it's only on PlayStation now. And this is a prime example of where companies are going to be like, well, why would I try to bump down the graphics to put it everywhere when I have to continue to bump it down again in order for another console to accommodate the people at a cheaper price when I can just sell it on this other console and everyone's happy on that other console? You know what I mean? And that's
like that. I get what you're saying, but I don't think you get how it sounds. You're saying basically like, forget the people who can't afford the expensive systems. They don't deserve a system with games.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you know, Sony had a leg up when it came to Microsoft, when it came to putting out the money there to grab things from here and there. So of course, like Nikki said, they tried to jump on the whole thing about making a cheaper console, but they're not thinking of the long term of how this is going to hurt them. And that's one of the prime example right there, is where companies are going to be like, you know, well, listen, we have to minimize and make our game much cheaper looking when PC gamers are going to get the better quality one. PS5 players are going to get the better quality one. Then why should we cheapen what we've made so well and put it on dump it down to the people that are getting the worst version of it?
A great that it's the best way to look at it is that hopefully they just downscale games, because it's gonna like Xbox doing that's gonna hurt basically the whole game. It might hurt the whole gaming industry. It might not, but it's an argument to make that because it can't handle 4K natively and it only handles 1440p, which is technically 2K. That it's going to affect everyone now, because the graphical power of every game, like developers are going to be like, oh, we have to make sure it can run on the Xbox Series S.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, but the Series X is the only system that runs 4K native.
No, it doesn't. The PlayStation does.
The PlayStation is not native.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't say that in the specs.
Yes, it does say that in the specs.
Check it.
I don't need to check it. I know it does.
Okay.
It can run 120 frames per second at 1080p and 60 frames per second at 4K, which is what we're playing now, 60 frames per second. But now it's in 4K, and it can also run 8K, 30 frames per second for little games, right? So like a good way to explain that is like there's little tiny games like Grow Home that can be like 8K because it's just such a small simple game. But at the end of the day, that game Grow Home is not like a AAA title, but those are the games that you'll probably see in 8K in like 3-4 years from now.
Or like for example, like Among Us is huge right now. What if Among Us came in the console?
Yeah, they could do that because there's no detail to the graphics, so they could easily just say, "Oh, let's just make this 8K," right? But
exactly.
You're not going to see Call of Duty in 8K this generation, and you're going to see everything in 4K though. That's why you have to buy a 4K screen, or else you're not getting the full experience of next gen. So just a heads up to everyone out there: make sure you guys are getting yourself a 4K screen if you can financially afford it. You should definitely be getting 4K. Unless you're only getting the Xbox Series S, which I understand if you are. But
yeah, I'm not downgrading anybody that's having to go for the cheaper price. It's understandable. I was in a situation like that before, so I completely understand it. But again, in the longer run, what I'm looking at is as prices do start going down for consoles, and I'm talking years from now, there's going to be the whole speculation of why would I go for the one that has specs that are worse when I can get just the one for an extra $100 once the prices drop or 150 or however they might, because the price drops over there with the Xbox are going to be uncannily weird, because now they have to accommodate for both of that. Because what if the disc drives don't sell on a PlayStation 5 and they go, oh well, we'll just make non-disc drive ones? That's fine. It still can stick with the same thing that's going.
Yeah, it still has the next generation specs.
Exactly.
And that's another issue with Microsoft's like market. Like I don't even know if it's a market, because it's a fight. It's like their way of winning the fight. Again, they wanted the cheapest console on the market, and they wanted the most powerful, which leaves PlayStation in the sweet spot where it's the same price, but it has all these exclusive games. Go ahead and speak up then, because
I don't see that. I get what you're saying, but I don't see that.
You don't see that they made the most powerful.
Hold on.
Okay.
I don't see that they dropped a $299 system because they're trying to win the battle. I think that they literally dropped the $299 system so that people who can't afford systems can literally buy a system. I understand that it's downgraded, and I'm not disagreeing with you on that, because who cares?
So
if
you're
the
saying-
wait, hold on. Why do you need two systems that produce the same power, right, without a disk drive? Why couldn't you just buy the one with the disk drive?
To make them cheaper, like you just said.
Okay, to make it $100 cheaper, but
Yes.
Xbox is like, listen, this is our
We'll make
system
it
for you that
$200 cheaper.
we'll make it so you can literally afford it no matter what, and you don't have to be left out of this generation.
Yes,
and
you
get
are.
the
You are getting
graphical
left
power.
out. You're literally getting
Okay,
left out.
None of us are. No one that we know is gonna buy the one without the disk drive. So what's the point of it?
For PlayStation?
Yeah,
I already know right now.
no one is gonna pay $100 less.
Shake and bake. I was with him literally an hour ago eating pizza, and he said he's grabbing the $100 cheaper.
I don't know.
one.
I don't know anybody that is other than
Oh,
him. Then.
T's gonna grab it. Sham's gonna grab it. Nick's
Okay,
probably gonna grab
cool.
it. Jones. So
Can they afford it though?
yeah, they could, but why when you can get the cheaper one? They're not like us. They don't care about a 4K Blu-ray.
I don't know.
player.
I don't see the point of it.
I do.
To me, if you're PlayStation,
Look,
I don't see the
how do
second
you-
one doesn't make sense.
How do you not see the point of it when you literally just said that Xbox is doing it so people can afford it?
Yeah, I get it.
So then you
But
do see
look
the
at
point.
look at the price difference. It's
That's why
another
PlayStation
$100
did it.
American. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, but you want to know what you're losing? You're losing 2K graphics. You're losing.
Okay,
literally
and how many people do
half the
do you
graphics.
think are gonna buy that are gonna give a shit?
It doesn't
Right, but-
matter.
Yeah,
It's just the
that's
point.
what I'm saying.
It's the point that why wouldn't they just make it without the disk drive? You know, and you want to know why?
It's not even an argument. I'm not arguing with you. I'm literally telling you
you
there's
are.
a reason for that.
I love the fact that Xbox's system is so powerful for that price. It has literally 4 more teraflops graphical power than the PS4 does. That's a lot. Obviously, PlayStation, to all the PlayStation fanboys listening, yeah, PlayStation has a better SSD, okay, but still, that's amazing that they did that. That alone deserves like a 1 point for the win to the best generation or console this generation. They got 1 point awarded to them for that they have the best console on the market by far for the same price as PlayStation. But the marketing decision to make a console that's cheaper, that Xbox One X and S are so similar in name, dude, that I could say, hey, a Walmart guy, can you go in the back and grab me an Xbox One X? And he could hear S and grab me the S. And
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense to me that
I
they would
see
do that.
your reasoning behind it, but all my point is for what it is. I get why they're doing it. You guys keep talking, especially Putty, like you don't understand the reasoning for this. There's a reason they're doing it.
I'm not saying that.
It's okay. I'm not trying to sell anybody a system. Buy whatever the hell you want, but
Yeah,
there's
but
a reason.
if we're having a conversation about it, I think it's a bad decision.
I'm not
Whoever-
saying it's a good
when
decision.
you're
I understand the
when,
reason.
when they were sitting at a big table, all these micro or Xbox executives or whatever were sitting at a table to try to make a decision for how they're going to win this console generation. I love how they say, like Phil Spencer
You're
always
not
says,
going to win.
but I love how Phil Spencer says it's not a competition between him and PlayStation. Oh yeah, it is a competition. They're literally
Xbox is not going to win no matter what. Nintendo's gonna drop a Switch Lite 2, and they already lost. Like you're not gonna outsell PlayStation, and then when Nintendo drops a new console, you're not gonna outsell Nintendo.
The Switch Pro is probably going to come out next year, right? It's probably going to be called the Switch Pro. It's going to be as powerful as the PS4 was, right? And it's probably going to be a beast. It's going to be amazing.
Me and Putty can never get our hands on a Switch, that's like literally impossible. And like we'll be playing.
You guys
Switch
aren't
one
trying
day.
hard enough. As soon as they're available, you can get one, right?
I'm
But
getting
anyway,
You know how hard it is to find a Switch.
you just gotta
not a
find out when
joke.
they're getting new shipments and then
Not a
pre-order.
joke.
Anyway,
I
besides
don't
the
like
point,
you.
I don't know, John. You didn't get to watch the actual showcase today, but it was really fucking good.
Yeah, I don't
They
need to
did
see
such a
some
good
guy.
job, dude.
Well, you see here, Jimmy, here's the system.
No one even talked like that. It was all trailers.
And
The whole
nobody.
thing.
So the guy was like, "Wow."
Yeah,
Right.
it was
Yeah.
trailers from beginning to end. They did such a good job, man. PlayStation is so smart.
I was the one going, wow.
Putty, give me like a little bit of Christopher Walken before we go.
Wow, you want a little bit of Christopher Walken? I'm not going to do that right now. Nikki, go ahead.
All right. So the last thing I want to ask you guys is, on day one, what are your expectations for this console?
I expect it to crash 100 times. I expect one of the systems is going to eventually red light district. I expect at least one of the first drop release games to be glitchy as hell. And
Buddy?
that's about it.
Expectations for day one when you get and plug it in. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting to be on doing unboxing, to be live streaming everything.
Buddy,
and
what are
to
you
be,
gonna do?
And to be kicking little tinker minion asses and all that kind of stuff. So
He expects to be pantsless.
Well, basically, that's gonna wrap this episode up, guys. Definitely check out Putty. His YouTube channel is Gamer Potheads. I'll link to it in the description, and make sure you sub to our second channel. That's the one that Compo over there basically is in control of right now. But yeah, I got my phone ringing, literally off the hook right now, so I'm gonna go take these phone calls. We'll catch you guys in the next episode, and play on. Peace.
That was the dopest outro I ever heard in my life.
Ever.